Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk here on DK Pittsburgh Sports. Steelers, Jets, week one, actual football to talk about, to preview. Steelers, Jets play in 2 days. Number of things to look at in this game. I'm curious to see how the Steelers are going to defend the Jets' newfound willingness to run the ball with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen and Justin Fields. But I'm a little bit more curious about another matchup, and that is new toy on defense for Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin and Jalen Ramsey, and him going up against Garrett Wilson. Now, Mike Tomlin has said that Jalen Ramsey is going to be the one primarily following around the top receiver on the other side. Garrett Wilson is the top Jets receiver, and Ramsey has some experience in following him around. Having played for Miami most recently, he's played against Garrett Wilson, and so we have some tape to look at. And here's a few plays from last year, and this is why I'm a bit curious, because clips from this game was a Week 14 matchup, and Garrett Wilson was very productive. Didn't get into the end zone, but had 7 catches for a season-high 114 yards. That's an average of 16.3 yards a catch. It's a pretty big game for Garrett Wilson, and we're going to see why here, especially on 2 catches in particular. And so here on this first play, we have Wilson versus Ramsey one-on-one right here, and tight end gets shifted out, and right here this is just press coverage. This is Jalen Ramsey versus Garrett Wilson. Who's going to win? Who's going to lock this down? Wilson, he has a really nice move to the outside to freeze Ramsey, gets to the inside, and he just starts to work up the middle. This is not your typical outstep and then slant. He's just working straight up right here, and he gets the separation that he needs. Rodgers with a free runner, just completely in his face, about to get absolutely drilled, throws off of his back foot and puts it right on him for a perfect pass. But Wilson does his job of getting separation from Ramsey and makes the catch and gets huge yak for well over 30 yards. And that's a significant play to watch for, because the one thing here from the Steelers' perspective is they want to be able to man cover more often to give their pass rush more time to get to the quarterback, right? That's the whole thing is okay, if we can cover better on the back end, that's going to give our pass rush a much better opportunity to get to the quarterback. Well, here's the problem is that Rodgers hits his back foot here and gets the ball out. Now, I'm not going to compare Aaron Rodgers to Justin Fields or Justin Fields to Aaron Rodgers. They're not the same guy. Justin Fields' release is well slower than Rodgers. Rodgers also has one of the quickest releases, if not the quickest release in NFL history. Even at age 41, he can still get it out in a hurry. And I'm not saying that Fields will make the same type of throws in the same type of situations where you have a free runner running downhill right at your face and you can still throw a seed right on the money. So I'm not going to say that Justin Fields is going to be able to make this same throw. But the fact is that even though the Dolphins don't necessarily come with pressure here, even if they did come with an extra guy, the ball comes out so quickly because if Wilson's open, he won against Jalen Ramsey here. And that could pose a problem. If this same type of situation happens, you bet the Jets are going to try to exploit this as often as possible if Ramsey cannot shut down Garrett Wilson. So this is a legitimate. I mean, I for those of you who have watched this channel and have watched, especially watched the Aaron Rodgers series that I did, where I watched literally every drop back of the 2024 Jets season, you'll know that I was pretty hard on Garrett Wilson. That does not mean that he is not an electric talent and that he can't do really, really special things. He can. And one thing he does really well here is getting Ramsay to go bite on the outside. And one thing that Ramsay will do and has done, and I've even seen him do it in training camp, is he will, like if somebody tries to make this move where you try to go inside then outside or outside then inside, he'll take that initial move and then trust his ability to recover. Now, he can do that against certain guys. He can probably do that against DK Metcalf, and as dangerous as DK Metcalf can be in his own way, he's not quite as quick and versatile as a Garrett Wilson is. And so the ability to recover from this, I mean, to get from this step right here to over here in just 1-2 steps, to have that kind of separation, that's pretty special change of direction, agility, and acceleration to get, and then to be able to get to top speed, or at least near top speed, relatively quickly. I mean, this is just a really, really great move and execution by Garrett Wilson here. And again, when you have the quarterback who's able to make that kind of a throw, you're going to be able to take chunks out of the defense in that way. Another play here. We got one-on-one here on the outside. Now, this is not as much of a press situation, but this is still Ramsay on Wilson. You got Ramsay eyeing Wilson right there. This is man coverage on the outside. No doubt about it. Now, Wilson goes with the double move. Ramsay goes to flip his hips to try to go crash on that. And Wilson, thinking that it's an out route, and then Wilson turns this upfield, and Ramsay falls down. Again, it's another great route by Garrett Wilson. And again, you're going to, if you watch the Chalk Talk stuff on Aaron Rodgers, you're going to think, well, I thought Garrett Wilson wasn't going to route runner. It's not what I said. What I said was that Garrett Wilson runs his routes in his own way, and that won't always mesh with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who's very detailed, who's very meticulous in what he wants out of receivers. On these type of routes, it's a little bit easier because they're not timing based, right? And you can even see that Rodgers here isn't even necessarily going there right away. And even then, this is not timing. This is not, hey, I'm hitting my back step here, whether it's a 3-step drop, 5-step drop, whatever it is. I'm not hitting my back foot and have to get rid of it on time. This is very, very much, hey, let's survey, let's see what's going on here. And, Rodgers sees, Wilson win that pretty easily, and off platform throws an absolute dot downfield. But yeah, this is a really, really big win for Garrett Wilson. Pretty impressive here. And also a great throw from Aaron Rodgers. So Garrett Wilson has done his damage against Jalen Ramsey, even in recent history. But for Steelers fans, if you're freaking out thinking, oh my God, Garrett Wilson's going to go off, and he possibly could. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you should not start him, or you should not start him. Whatever. I'm not giving you fantasy advice on whether or not you should start Garrett Wilson. But just no, he's put it on tape. He's won against Jalen Ramsey before. But here's another situation. Press coverage here. Jalen Ramsey, Garrett Wilson tries to get to the outside. This is a straight up go route. Rodgers hits his back foot. He sees single high, so he knows, hey, I'm happy going in either direction here. Back foot, gonna throw, and look at Ramsey. Ramsey is in his hip, or is on his hip in his back pocket the entire way. And Ramsey also has the awareness to flip his head around in enough time to make a play on the ball. And not only make a play on the ball, but he actually tries to intercept this. And I have the other angle coming here in just a minute. So you can see, because from this angle, from this distance, it almost looks like he's just, I'm going to get that arm out there, break up the pass. No, he actually tries. You can see the way he's kind of turning. He's trying to turn his body to try to make a ridiculous interception, and he almost comes away with it. That's pretty ridiculous. So not only did he lock him down, and he's just right there running with him stride for stride, in his back pocket. There's no, you can see it right here. There's no separation between their bodies at all. Ramsey is right on him, and then has an opportunity to make a heck of an interception. He doesn't quite come down with it, but he gets the pass defensed. It's a great rep by Ramsey. So yes, you win some, you lose some. Ramsey's not going to bat 1,000 all season. There are going to be times where he is beaten. There are going to be times where he absolutely locks down the receiver opposite from him. And this is another example. Another way that Ramsey can have an impact, even if it's not a direct one-on-one situation. And yeah, you have Wilson right here, and then Ramsey is right here. So Ramsey a little bit more responsible for, that, especially, the Dolphins are in cover 3 here. It looks like they might be, or cover 6. Either way, this is a really quick pass out to Garrett Wilson with Allen Lazard trying to block Jalen Ramsey here. Now, Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, both still on the Jets. Could we see a similar play here where, hey, Garrett Wilson, free runner, that's all right, I can make a move. Jalen Ramsey is very, 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 very physical. He will not shy away from contact and making the other guy look bad. He can do a lot. He can make a receiver look like a rag doll. And Lazard is coming out here trying to block, and Ramsey just drives him backward. And when Wilson comes up, he's able to get off the block, lock him up, and keep him to a very, very minimal 3-yard gain. So Ramsey can also make a lot of plays as a tackler. And I'm not going to tell you what to bet, how to bet, but last I looked on DraftKings, the over-under for Jalen Ramsey in this game for tackles is 3.5. Like tackles plus assists is 3.5. And I would absolutely again, I'm not going to tell you to bet, not to bet, whatever. But my gosh, I would hit the over on that so hard. Like, seriously, if that's him having to chase down Garrett Wilson, if that's him having to make plays like this where he's breaking through blocks and tackling Garrett Wilson off of a swing pass or a screen, whatever. Also, the fact that he will play nickel, he will play safety. Jalen Ramsey is going to get his tackles, and he does not shy away from that whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see how this matchup is going to go on Sunday because, again, when you think Garrett Wilson and you look at everything and how it went down last year with him and Aaron Rodgers, yeah, it didn't work out. It got better when Devontae Adams got to New York, but it's still, like, by that time, the relationship had pretty much been soured. And so, but just because that happened doesn't mean, now remember, like, Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields were teammates at Ohio State. They already have a previous rapport that they can kind of pick up. You try to pick up where you left off. And the last time they were playing college football together, they were pretty good tandem. They were pretty good together. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. I really am. Again, I would like to normally go with Jalen Ramsey against almost any receiver, but Garrett Wilson's put it on tape that he can beat Ramsey. And the big question is, how many times can Jalen Ramsey beat Garrett Wilson? How many times can he limit the amount of times that Garrett Wilson wins a rep? I think it's worth watching this Sunday when the Steelers and Jets kick off. After the game next week, we will have Chalk Talks to break down what happens in the game. But yeah, really looking forward to it. NFL is finally back. The season is officially now underway because the Cowboys and Eagles kicked the season off Thursday night. I'm so excited, man. This is the best time of the year. Fall is coming. You feel crisp in the air every now and then. Pumpkin spice lattes are back. We're about to be full blown fall. Man, I'm super stoked, man. Hope you guys enjoy the game on Sunday. We'll catch you guys on the flippity flip. We will see you later.